Hi, third graders. This is Mrs. Fernandi. Are you ready for your spelling test? Remember to pause your video if I'm going too fast. Make sure you have a pencil and your paper or notebook ready to go. You have 20 words today. The last 2 words are the most challenging. All set? Okay. Number 1, the word is trays. How many lunch trays will we need? Trays. That long A sound at the end of a word, how do we spell that? Number 2 is crows. I saw 4 crows in the tree. Remember that the word crow has a long O sound at the end of the word. How do we spell that? Crows. Number 3 is soon. We will start a new chapter soon. Soon, that long oo sound that we learned about last week. Number 4 is foot. That's the short sound that we learned about this week. He could stand on 1 foot for a long time. Foot. Number 5 is guard. That player will guard the ball. Guard, we talked about this week, has that special first 2 letters that make the, before we hear the ard sound. Number 6 is book. The book is on the shelf. Book has that short sound that we learned about this week. So does number 7, woods. They took a walk in the woods. Woods. Number 8 is guess. He tried to guess what was in the box. Again, we have that special 2 letters that starts before we hear the S sound. Number 9 is stood. She stood in the front of the class. Stood has that short sound that we learned about this week. Number 10 is from last week. The word is fruit. Apples are my favorite fruit. The oo sound is the long oo sound made a special way. I think I asked you to remember it by I will wear my suit while I'm eating the fruit, because they are both spelled the same way for the vowels. Number 11 is fire. We go outside during a fire drill. Fire, we hear that long I sound in the middle, then consonant and silent E. Number 12, is guide. There was a guide to help them at the museum. Guide. Again, that special way at the beginning. The first 2 letters are kind of special that way. Number 13 is heated. The classroom is heated in wintertime. Heated, we hear in heat, that long E sound, the middle of heat. How do we spell that? Number 14 is whose. Careful, listen carefully. Whose gloves are these? Whose. Not is, who is gloves are these, right? Whose. Long oo sound that we learned last week. Number 15, early. The sun rises early in the summer. That are controlled, what are we using there? Number 16 is 13. Remember we have and There are 3 main ways to spell it. Which one are we going to use for 13? Number 17 is choose. I like to choose my own clothes, pets, food, pencils, choose. Long oo sound, remembering that it ends in S, but we don't want it to look like a plural, so what do we need to do? Number 18 is street. The dog trotted down the street. Street has a long E sound in the middle. How are we going to make it? Now the 2 challenge words. The first one, number 19, is develop. They learned how to develop photographs. Develop. Number 20, difficult. It was a difficult problem. Difficult. Difficult. Go ahead and split that up into its 3 syllables and see if that helps you spell it. Okay, that's the end of the test. Pause right here if you want to go back and look at your answers and check over your work before I pull up the answer key, because I'm about to do that now. All right, let me share that with you now. Okay, let me grab my drawing pencil. Here we have trays with the, something just happened. Sorry, let's give it just a second. There we go. So we have here trays. We have that AY there, long A sound, and just adding the S. Remember that we don't double the Y ever at the end of a word, nor the W. Crows, we have the long O sound at the end of a word, is spelled OW, typically with an S at the end for the plural. Soon, we have the OO sound spelled OO. We have the foot sound spelled OO also. Remember, there are two sounds that double O makes. Then we have guard, and this is what I asked you to think about, that GU, that special spelling at the beginning. Then we have RAR, the guard. Book, ook, we have the short double O sound there. Woods, also short double O with an S at the end. Guess, again, we have that interesting GU at the beginning, followed by ESS. Stood, ud, we have the short double O sound. And fruit, we have the long oo sound spelled UI, just like suit spelled UI in the middle. Fire, we have the long I sound, consonant, and then the silent E. Guide, here it is again, the GU there at the beginning, long I sound, consonant, just in D in this case, and silent E. Heated, long E sound there in the middle, adding ED at the end. Good. Whose, oo, long oo sound is spelled in this case O, consonant, silent E for the long oo sound. Early, we have that EAR, it's R controlled really, but we use that EA there. And then Lee, of course, we know that the long E sound at the end of the word, the end of a word that has more than one syllable, is typically spelled with a Y. 13, we're using the IR, ER, IR, UR. We're using the second version, the IR version of 13, long E sound spelled double E. Choose, here we have that long oo sound spelled double O. And then we have the S. And then in order for it not to look like a strange plural word, we're going to go ahead and add that E at the end for that reason. Street, we have the long E sound in the middle of the word, long E, double E. And then our two challenging words, develop, up. That's a schwa, right? This is a schwa, spelled with an O in this case. Difficult, we're going to divide those right between the two F's, difficult, right? If you were able to divide that up into 3 syllables, you probably did a pretty good job. Okay, great. How'd you do this week? Make sure you check yourself. Make sure that you go back and look if you made any mistakes. And otherwise, be well. I'll see you again. Thank you.